Mom, I threw up. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? AJ Good here at the House of Masks, where we unbox and review cool stuff almost every single day. And in today's video, we've got a big one. That's what she said. This score is big, not only in a sense of it is physically large, that's what she said, but also the importance of this piece. It's a monetarily valuable piece and a pretty cool piece for my collection. So, we will not be unboxing this piece, we will be unbagging it in a sense, because it was purchased secondhand from one of my buddies, and that buddy just so happens to live in Ohio, so he came by yesterday and dropped it off. Now, I have seen this thing in person before. I even got to wear it the last time that it was around me, but this time around, I went ahead and left the bag over the head so that I could unveil it for you guys, and you can get your rocks off through that, because for some reason, the internet just really loves a good reveal. Now, I do have an intro idea for this video, and just know that if that intro made it into this video, that I'm shooting it afterwards. I would have shot it before, and just still put the bag over the head of this, but I didn't feel like getting undressed right now, so I'll just wait and do it at the end and then throw it in at the beginning. Editing. Now with that being said, are you guys ready to see today's piece? I bet you are. So, as I mentioned, this thing is absolutely mammoth, and I'm not even sure if it's going to fit into the frame. Oh, it's definitely not. Let's see. We'll set it down here on my lap, and I'll just hold it from the inside. All right, are you ready? Here we have an official slave pit odorous urungus. That is right, this is a real mold odorous urungus straight from the guys in Guar down at the slave pit. And by the guys down at the slave pit, I mean the people that work there, because this was most likely mostly made by Margaret down at the slave pit, although I'm sure that Matt McGuire had something to do with it as well. I can definitely tell you that Margaret is the one that painted this, because her paint skills are phenomenal. And this thing is absolutely gorgeous. Probably even nicer than the actual odorous mask that Odorous was wearing at the time that this mask is based on, which is Lust in Space, by the way. I was talking to my buddy Lonnie earlier, who is pretty much an aficionado and historian on Guar in his own right, and a killer artist, and we were just discussing why this was the one that the slave pit decided to release to the public. Like, why is the Lust in Space odorous mask the one that was put up on the website and sold? My hunch and my suspicion were that it's just the easiest to cast, and maybe that the mold was in the best shape. And Lonnie said that he agrees this is definitely one of the easier ones to cast, and you could get quite a few different variations out of it. So this mask debuted for Lust in Space, but the pools from this mold were actually used from Lust in Space all the way through Battle Maximus. So we got to see this on at least 3 different albums. Lust in Space, Bloody Pit of Horror, and Battle Maximus, but they all had slightly different finishes. The one from Battle Maximus doesn't even really look like it's from this mold, because Dave was the one responsible for painting and finishing it, and it honestly looks like shit, but it's got that Dave Brocky charm, the old kind of crude, flat, weird Guar, so I really dig that. But yeah, my buddy Tony said that he had to sell this. I didn't want to miss out on it. I've always wanted an official, real slave pit odorous in my collection. And obviously, a real mold item is a real mold item, so I took him up immediately. And now we have it here, so I am super, super stoked on this. One thing I will say about this is that it is absolutely fucking massive. Like, when I put this thing on, I look like a bobblehead. And it's not just because of the excessive amount of hair. Like, I have no idea why there's so much hair on this. They definitely weren't skimpy on the hair, but the head size itself is just huge, and Dave Brocky wasn't a big guy by any means, so even though he looked big on stage because of all this stuff, I have no idea how he actually put this thing on and wore it without basically getting lost in the costume. Yeah, just absolutely crazy. Finally have a real mold odorous in my collection, something that I wasn't really going to go out of my way to get, but I got a really good offer on this, and I wanted to help my buddy Tony out, and it's a real mold piece, so it's in my collection now, and that counts for something. So yeah, I don't really have too much to say about it. It's a real mold odorous and it's fucking cool. And with all that being said, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this video up the same way that we end all the rest, with some nice up close shots of this piece to let you guys see all of the gorgeous, gorgeous detail. And trust me, there is a lot of gorgeous detail to look at on this thing. So thank you guys very, very much for watching. I really hope that you have enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and leave me a thumbs up down below. It definitely helps the channel. And maybe even comment. I'll make the comment part easy for you. What is your all-time favorite odorous look? Now, I've got to go with the War Party look. He just looked super, super pissed, and it fit that album perfectly. Let me know yours down below, and let's get on with these close-ups. Until next time, this has been AJ Good here at the House of Masks, telling you to say no to drugs and alcohol, and yes to real mold pieces, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Hello? If you have made it this far into the video, just know that I totally forgot to mention something important in the video, and that is that now that I finally have this piece, the last real Gwar piece that I was waiting on for the time being, I will be doing a full Gwar collection update video in the very near future.